Now to the actual use case. I have already downloaded the function block, which is available free of charge from the industry online support portal. I have already loaded it on the TIA portal, as you can see here in the program blocks directory. Now I save the IO-Link parameterization of the 3AR27 function module. To do so, I call up OB1 and create a new network for the IO-Link call block. Then I drag the IO-Link function block to the network. Now I enter the necessary parameters. I open the function block with request. According to the master's address on the TIA portal, I enter this as a double word. The address of the IO-Link master is visible here. We must enter 227 for CAP. Because I would like to read data, the read-write parameter must be set to 0. The function module is connected to port 1 of the IO-Link master, therefore 1. For index, I enter 130 for the parameter data record of the function module. Note that for other devices, the number of the index for parameters may be different. For subindex, A0 is for the entire range. The length output parameter remains empty. Then the length will be shown here after the parameters have been read. Record IOL data is the target range for the read data record. For example, a non-remanent data block. I already created this in advance. Then I enter the output parameters done valid, busy, error, status, and IOL status. I will save the project now and compile it before loading it on the CPU. Now the system checks whether the project is free of errors. The monitoring on-off function is used to track program processing within the block. The states and the contents of the operands used in the block at the time the program is processed are now displayed. Now the request is started and you can see the corresponding values for the function module. The transmission was successful, which is indicated in the done valid output parameter with true and the length of 43 bytes, as we can see here. All relevant data records of the 3RA27 function module are stored in the previously selected data block. Now I remove the 3RA27 function module of our chip conveyor due to maintenance work and install a new one. Remember, the function module of our application example of the chip conveyor is configured and parameterized according to IO-Link specification version 1.0. Therefore, automatic parameterization according to IO-Link specification version 1.1 is not possible. I now initiate a transfer of the parameters stored in the data block to the new IO-Link device. To do so, I open the IO-Link function block in OB1 again and enter the parameters. The input parameters ID for the address and cap with a value of 227 remain unchanged. Because I would like to write data now, the read-write parameter must be set to 1. After the replacement, the function module is connected to port 1 of the IO-Link master, therefore 1. The index for the function module's parameters is 130 as usual. Subindex is 0 for the entire range. For the length parameter, I set the exact value that was determined in the output parameter during the read process, since I would like to write all parameters to the function module. Record IOL data is the source range from which the data record should be taken, thus identical to the target range. The IO-Link parameters are now written to the new function module. I save the project and the parameters are then loaded into the function module. I select the monitoring on-off function. At the end, you will recognize, based on the done valid output parameter, that the transmission was successful. The replaced 3RA27 function module is now configured and parameterized, and the chip conveyor is operational. When the blocking current is reached, the chip conveyor shuts off immediately. I would like to mention that in order to read the parameters of an IO-Link master, the function block's input parameters, IOL index and IOL subindex, must be preset to 0. This is important when an IO-Link master is used on an ET200S system. The function block can be used not only to successfully replace IO-Link devices and IO-Link masters. It can also be used to read additional information and to modify parameters during operation. I have now demonstrated how the responsible technicians can quickly replace an IO-Link device using the IO-Link function block. The task is easy and the effort is low.